Hello, my name is Seth Greenwell, and I want to talk to you about God's impossible mission made possible by the empowerment of His Spirit. Every follower of Christ has been called to a mission that is impossible in their own strength. And in fact, it's in our weakness in accomplishing this mission that, in that weakness, that's what gives room for the Holy Spirit to release His power and to release His strength in us. It is a great mission we are called to. It is the Great Commission. It is great because it can only be achieved in a relational dynamic with God the Father, empowering us with His Spirit. And it is great because it is the commission to advance His kingdom in a fallen world. So, why is the empowerment of the Holy Spirit so important in this mission? Well, to answer that question, let's remember that Jesus considered it so important that He told His disciples not to start this mission until they had received this power. Now, just think about that for a moment. The disciples had spent 3 years learning firsthand and following Jesus everywhere. Yet in Acts chapter 1, verse 8, Jesus, as He's getting ready to ascend to the Father, He makes it clear to His disciples that what He is going to require of them will require the power of His Spirit. He tells them to wait in Jerusalem until they are baptized with power from on high and baptized in the Holy Spirit. After this, they would be ready to be bold witnesses of the gospel unto the very ends of the earth. We see this fulfilled in Acts chapter 2, verses 2 through 4, on what we know as the day of Pentecost. It was then that power and boldness came upon the disciples, and that day alone, 3,000 souls uh, were added to their number and were redeemed. Now, it is important that as Pentecostal believers, we understand that the baptism in the Holy Spirit is not a prerequisite for salvation, but it is an open invitation, however, to all believers to receive this empowerment after one has been born again. Let's take a look real quick at John chapter 20, verses 21 through 22. Jesus said to them again, "Peace be to you. As the Father has sent me, even so I am sending you." And when He said this, He breathed upon them and said, "Receive the Holy Spirit." So this is the point at which the disciples were born again and received the indwelling, regenerative work of the Holy Spirit within them. And clearly, this was prior to Acts chapter 2 encounter with the baptism of the Holy Spirit. So clearly, there was something more that Jesus had in store for both them and for us than only the one time encounter of the regenerative indwelling of the Holy Spirit. This empowerment of the Holy Spirit releases spiritual giftings both for our personal edification and our relationship with the Lord, but also so that we would be bold witnesses for the gospel of the kingdom. Now, while we can depend on the empowerment of the Holy Spirit to assist us, it is important to remember that we are empowered also to be laborers in the field. Now, consider that Jesus didn't tell the disciples to pray for power. He just told them to wait for it. It's coming. But He did say to pray to the Father for laborers. That's in Matthew 9:38. So, as leaders of laborers, we need power, but we also need structured strategy. And a good place to begin a structured strategy is to define our ministry's unique vision, mission, as well as our core values as they tie into the Great Commission. Allow me to share an example. I currently serve as a Global Teen Challenge missionary, and we as an organization, we have a vision. The vision is our strategy. It's the directions or the fuel for where we or how we will get to what it is that we want to accomplish, that being our mission. And our vision is putting hope within reach of every addict in the world. Our mission, which is what we are setting out to accomplish, is where we want to go, is mobilizing the gospel until all live free. And our core values are the principles or the convictions that keep us strong, focused, and committed along the way as we work towards accomplishing the mission. And ours are what we call the 3 R's: radical faith, resilient leadership, and relentless compassion. So, in closing, always remember that whatever your ministry's vision, mission, or core values may be, make sure that they should always be biblical and tie into supporting the ultimate mission, which is the Great Commission. Thank you, and God bless.